Hi there, Terry back again. Hope I find you well and welcome to my latest video. I was planning to do my Star Trek DC collection first, clearing that out of the way, and then start on other companies' iterations. But I saw a live stream the other day from Nate of Hall Year Comics. He had a number of guests on there, and one of them showed this Star Trek X-Men book. By the looks of it, the majority of the other people there hadn't seen it before. And in the back of that book is a lot of adverts for the Marvel-Paramount get-together, which started around '96 in the autumn or the fall, depending on what side of the water you live. And it ran only for a couple of years because unfortunately in '98 Marvel had some financial difficulties and they parted ways. And this also left some of the books with unfinished stories. But anyway, I was hoping to show those 93 magazines and I'll look at the magazine covers and give you a little bit of trivia in between. I'm going to have to pause each time to do this because otherwise this video will be miles too long. Right, this is the book that started it. It's the reason for the video. The main cover artist on this is Mark Silvestri. They called it Star Treks, as in Trex, and it had the writer Scott Lobdell, and it was released in October '96. 15 are for DS9. These were done between November '96 and March '98. The covers are mainly by Tom Grimberg, and the writers Howard Weinstein, Marian Nichicha, Michael Martin, and Andy Mangas. The eternal art was Tom Greenberg, Tom Morgan, and Terry Pallett. And my favourite cover was number 14, which I'll show you in a minute. That's number 1. And that's number 2. I must be honest, they weren't the greatest of covers in some instances, and others were really nice. I thought they'd be interesting to show. Number 5. You can always stop to see the cover clearer. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. A visit from Luxwana. Number 11. Number 12. Number 13. And like I said, this is my favourite cover. This is the Terry Pallett cover. Number 40. And number 15. We then have a 4-issue miniseries, Voyager Splashdown, April '98 to July '98. That's number 1. Cover artist was Terry Pallett. 1, 2, and 3. I'm not sure about number 4. It was over inked by Al Milgrom. It was written by Laurie Sutton. And as I said, the internal art was Terry Pallett, Al Milgrom, and Matt Webb. Have 5-issue miniseries with the original cast. This went from March '98 to July '98. In art covers, the internal art and the covers are by Mike Collins and Keith Williams. The story was written by Glenn Greenberg. It depicted a story between the first and the second original movies. Number 3 there. Number 4. And number 5. 17 covers. This is Star Trek The Early Voyages. This one did end with a cliffhanger. It was from February '97 to June '98. And these are Captain Pike stories. Kirk did appear later on. Main writers were Ian Edgerton and Dan Abnett, sorry, I'll say his name properly, I don't know why. And the covers and internal art were by Patrick Zercher and Greg Adams. And all but three covers, I believe, this was 12, 16 and 17, they were by Javier Pulido. And he also did some of the internal art as well. And number 6. And number 7. Number 8. And 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. And 17. Then we have a one shot. This is Star Trek Mirror Mirror, February 97. And it was written by Tom DeFalco, on the cover and in the internal art were by Mark Bagley and Larry Malsteck. And then we have a 10-issue series, Star Trek Unlimited. This went from November 96 to July 98, and it's a mixture of the original series and the Next Generation. Main covers, Mark Buckingham and Ron Randall. Main writers, Dan Abnett and Ian Edgerton. And the last issue was written by Michael Martin and Andy Mangles. Ron Randall and Mark Buckingham did the art, and along with Tom Morgan, Steve Pugh and Greg Scott. Now number 4. Number 5. Predominantly Next Gen get the covers by the looks of it. Number 8. And he says that, and there's an original series one, and there's an original series one. And last Next Generation one. Then we have a 19-issue series of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. 19 issues, but there was 20 in the actual series. There's number 1. I'll tell you why in a minute. Find somewhere to put these books. These come out from December 96 through to June 98. Majority of the covers are by Chris Renauld and Andy Lanning. A few of them are by John Royal and Tom Wergersen. They also did the internal art. And all 19 issues are written by Chris Cooper. Number 6. Number 7. One of my favourite characters from the original series there, Charlie X. Number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Number 13. Number 14. Number 15. Number 16. And we come up to the reason there were 2 issues. That's number 17. But there were 2 number 18s. One in the English language. And guess what else? One in the Klingon language. And it finished at issue 19. I think this was another cliffhanger. Right, then we've got 15 issues of Star Trek The Voyager, November 96 through to March 98. The covers, a majority of internal art were by Jesus Redondo and Sergio Melia. Straight through. Writer Laurie Sutton for the majority of the run, interspersed with Dan Abbott, or Abnett, Ian Edgington, Ben Raab, and Howard Weinstein. And again, this was another one where they left it on a cliffhanger or a cliffhanger even. I believe. Been a while since I read them. 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. So I'm going to do this in 10 minutes, but that's not happened. But we're nearly there. 11, number 12, number 13, number 14, and number 15. We have a one shot. Well, actually, it's part 6. It's written by Chris Cooper, called Telepathy War, from November 97. A cover and the internal art were by Patrick Zurcher and Steve Mongoose. Sorry. And part 1 was Star Trek Academy number 12. Part 2 and 3 were from DS9, 12 and 13. Part 4 from Star Trek Unlimited number 4. And Part 5 from Star Trek Voyager number 13, which you've already seen. And the last 4 one-shots. Star Trek First Contact, published November 96. The cover is by Jeff Pitarelli. Lovely painted cover there. And the second New Generation movie is an adaptation of Rick Berman's story by John Von Holt. The internal art is by Terry Pallett and Rod Wiggum, and Philip Moy and Shannon Blanchard did the art. And Star Trek Operation Assimilation, April 97. It's a collector's item issue, about a tenner on eBay. But the cover artist is Heiji Soriyama, and it's Paul Jenkins writing, Steve Irwin and Terry Pallett, Moose Bowman with the art. Then we have Star Trek Next Generation Special, July 98, and that photo cover plus some art by Andrew Curry, Art Nichols and Matt Webb, who did the internal art. And it's written by Dan Abnett and Ian Edgington. And we end where we started, with a Star Trek X-Men crossover, but this is the Next Generation. This is a wraparound cover by Vince Evans. Should be able to show you that. Okay, it was published in 98, March 98. Someone on eBay in Greece is trying to sell one of these for £149 because he reckons it's very, very rare. I think I paid cover price when it came out, thankfully. The writers are Dan Abbott, Ian Edgington, the pencils by Carrie Nord, the inks by Scott Koblish, and the colours by John Callis. But not least is X-Men Planet X, the paperback. And this is actually the continuing story from the last book I just showed you. And that is it. 93 comic covers plus 1 paperback cover. Thank you for watching. And if you would like to like and subscribe for that marathon, I'd be much obliged. Let me know in the comments what you thought of those covers, whether it was a good idea to show 93 covers in one video, and anybody might not be watching anymore because it's over 14 minutes. But let me know. Thank you very much. Bye.